All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to the Most High and bless your name, God, and bless your name, Lord. All right. And today's topic I'm gonna get in is to why is Israel the chosen people? All right. So my first precept, and I'm gonna keep this short and to the point, so I don't waste no time and I make a clear point. All right. Genesis chapter 15 and verse 18. In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed, all right, have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river Euphrates, all right? My next, and I'm going to get into that thy seed, all right? This is Revelations chapter 5 and verse 5. And one of the elders saith unto me, weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals thereof. All right. So that seed is Christ, which is the tribe of Judah, the head tribe, the southern tribe. All right. So my next precept I'm going to get into is Psalms chapter 2 and verse 7. Psalms 2 and verse 7. All right. I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. Now if you know who wrote the book of Psalms, you know this is King David, all right? This day I have begotten thee. Verse 8. Ask of me, and I should give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Right. So he giving us just the land, man, like he promised us in Genesis. All right. And my next precept I'm gonna get is Numbers 24 and verse 14. And what I'm about to go over from this precept that I just read is he said he gonna give us the heathen for an inheritance. Now watch this. All right. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 14. And now, behold, I go into my people. He didn't say the whole world. He said my people. My is possessive. Just like I said, this is my book. This is my marker. It's mine. All right. And now, behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. That mean the end of times, which we are in right now. All right. And he took up his parable and said unto Balaam, the son of Beor, have said, the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of God and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, fallen into a trance, but having his eyes open. Right. So he was seeing a vision with his eyes open. All right. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not now. There shall come a star out of Jacob. Right, because Jacob had 12 sons, and out of one of those sons was our father Judah, which Judah came out of Jacob, and out of Judah came Christ. All right. And a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab. Those are the so-called Chinese people. And behold, all the children of Sheth, and Edom, which is the so-called white man, all right, shall be a possession. He said, and Edom shall be a possession, right? Because he told us in Psalms 1 and 8 that he said, I'm going to give you acts of me, and I should give you the heathen for an inheritance. Right, so he said this back in Numbers, all right? And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do violently. All right. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion and shall destroy him that remaineth in the city. And when he looked on Amalek is those so-called fake Jews who stole our heritage and our land. All right. He took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So all these so-called Jewish people that you see walking around the earth, they're about to die and be gone out of existence because of what they did to us. All right. My next precept I'm going to get is Deuteronomy 76, because you may say, or other people may say, well, how can God only choose one people? Or how can he choose just this specific people for his own will? All right, let's see then. Because first of all, you can't even question the man who gave you life. That's stupid, number one. But if you're going to do that, then you despise him and you'll be utterly perished. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people. Holy means separate. Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right, so we're special above any person that walked by us. We are his special people, not nobody else. And so-called black man and black woman, a Hispanic man and Hispanic woman, a Native American man and Native American woman, you should be happy you hearing this, because the Lord is telling you that you special. In all our lives, we've been told that we ain't nothing, that we are spit, that we are dirt, that we are nasty. I don't want to hear that no more. And I'm glad that the Most High is waking me up so I can tell you that you are special and that we are special. Because the so-called white man, he hates you, and he look at you like you ain't nothing. But I'm gonna let the Bible talk. I'm gonna keep it short. All right. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 3 and 36. Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. Who's the heathen? The so-called white race, the so-called Chinese race, the so-called African race, the so-called Arab race. All right. My next precept I'm gonna go to is 2nd Esdras chapter 5 and verse 27. And among all the multitudes of peoples, not people, peoples with the S on the end, thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou lovest, right? Because he just told us we special in Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. Thou gavest a law, is approved of all. Right, so the Most High gave us the laws. He didn't give everybody the laws. All right. My next precept I'm gonna get to cover the law, which he gave us through a special man, and all praises for that man. And I'm gonna go to Exodus. I'm going to Exodus chapter 34, and I'm gonna start at 27. Exodus 34 and 27. All right. And the Lord said unto Moses, write thou these words, for after the tenor of these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. He didn't say the whole world. He said with you and with Israel. All right. Which is so-called blacks, Native American, Hispanics. One more time if you didn't understand what I said earlier. All right. And he was there with the Lord. And he was there with the Lord. All right. 40 days and 40 nights. And he did neither eat bread nor drink water. And he wrote upon the tables the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. All right. So this is when the Lord gave Moses the laws to give to us. All right. And it came to pass when Moses came down from Mount Sinai with 2 tables of stone in his hands. Just like this. He came down with 2 tables of stone in his hands. When he came down from the mount, that Moses was not, that the skin of his face was shown while he talked with him. Right, because Moses' face was so bright because he was up there with the Lord getting the commandments. Okay, let me keep going. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, and behold, the skin of his face was shown. Right, they was looking at him like, what? Bro, look at his face, it's so shiny. All right. And they were afraid to come nigh to him. All right. And Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moses talked with them. Right. So he said, hey, come. Don't be afraid. All right. But they saw his face and how shiny and magnifying his face was. All right. And my next precept to cover that right there, go over to Exodus chapter 19, and I'm going to start at verse I'm going to start at verse 20. Actually, I'm going to go up to 18. All right. And Mount Sinai was altogether on smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. Right. So all of this is taking place over a mountain. All right. Okay, verse 20. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount. Okay. And the Lord God called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. Right. Because if you didn't know or not, the Lord was talking with Moses, and that had to be in a chariot. There's no other way he could be talking with him just like that in the mountain. No. Because the Lord, the angels, all of them, they travel in chariots. All right. My next precept I'm going to go to is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 56. All right. And this should be a classic one. If you're in this truth, then you should know this precept by heart. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be unto like spittle. So if I spit it, would you care for that spit, or would you love spit? All right. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth into a vessel. Right. So if I spit over into a bucket, would you care for that spit, or would I care for a little piece of spit that dropped down in a bucket? No, I wouldn't. That's how the Most High look at the other people. Look at the so-called white man, the so-called Africans and Chinese, and so on and so forth. That's how he look at them. And it's actually just not in this book. It's in here as well. But this is a part of this. But see, the white man, he want to trick you by saying, oh, well, it's 2 books. That way you won't believe. But hey, since we're going by precept upon precept, I'm going to get another precept for this. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 15. 40 and 15. All right. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Right. So he don't count them. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. Jump down to verse 17. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing. And vanity. And vanity is nothing, is lies. It don't matter. All right. So that's how the Most High look at everybody else. So you so-called black man and black woman and Israelite woman and Israelite man, you should feel special that the Lord care for you, and that the God of who made all of this, he is for you and your people and nobody else. All right. Now, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah 41 and verse 8. I am the Lord. This is my name. And my glory will not give to another, neither any praise to graven images. Right. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and the new things do I declare. Before the spring forth, I tell you of them. Right. Now my next precept I'm going to go to is Isaiah chapter 44 and verse 1. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen. Right. So the Most High only chose Israel. He's only choosing the Israelites, not the Edomites, not the Moabites, not the Cushites. No. None of those nations. He's not choosing them. And I'm going to go to another precept. I'm going to try to keep this short as possible. But hey, if any man have ears to hear, let him hear. This is 2nd Chronicles chapter 6, verse 6. Second Chronicles chapter 6, verse 6. But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people. Right. So the Most High did these things. And let me actually highlight that. All right. My next precept I'm going to get to is Exodus chapter 3 and verse 13. Exodus 3 and 13. All right. And Moses said unto God, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? Verse 14. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am, have sent me unto you. And God answered moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, The Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, have sent me unto you, that this is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Right. Go and gather the elders of Israel together, and say unto them, The Lord God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, and of Isaac, and of Jacob, appear unto me, saying, I have surely visited you, and have seen that which is done to you in Egypt. Right. So the Lord is seeing all these things, but he also is letting you know, hey, your forefathers are great, and I chose these men. I set them up. I wanted them to be the way that they are. All right. And my next precept, I'm gonna go to is Amos chapter 3 and verse 2. This is another classic one that if you are already in this truth, you should already know by heart. Amos chapter 3 and verse 2. Because this is special definitely to the children of Israel. Because we think God love everybody, but I'm going to let the scriptures talk. Amos chapter 3 and verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right. So look what's happening to us. Why are we the only ones being punished, but everybody else can live out their life the way they want to? At least, I mean, not the way they really want to, but they get to go places. They get to go here. They get to go there. While we are stuck in the hoods, in the ghettos, in the slums, getting shot down, getting raped, getting murdered. I mean, just all type of stuff. It's hell on us. But this is your way out. It's to accept this truth. Accept God. Have the faith in him. Come back and keep the commandments. All right? My next precept is John chapter 17. Chapter 17 and verse 25. John 17 and 25. O righteous Father, the world have not known me, but I have known you, and these have known that thou hast sent me. Right? So we know the Lord come from the one true God of Israel, and we know that he's coming to save only his people, which are the Jews, and also the northern kingdom, the Hispanics, the Ephraim, Naphtali, Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, the so-called Cubans, the so-called Dominicans. Those people, they're going to get saved too, because we are all Israel. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 4. All right. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 4. The word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Right? So if you're going out doing these works, if you're going out prophesying, if you're going out doing any type of work for the Lord, man, you have been set up from the foundations of the world. And the Lord said that. All right. This is Psalms chapter 89 and verse 3. Psalms 89 and verse 3. All right. Psalms 89 and verse 3. I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn unto David my servant. Right. Because back in Chronicles, he said he set up David. All right. to rule over his people. All right. And my next precept is Isaiah chapter 46 and 10. This is another classic precept that if you're in this truth, you should know as well. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand. So if the Lord said he was going to save Israel, if the Lord said he was going to set us up, if the Lord said that his kingdom was going to come and that this place was going to be destroyed, then he going to do it because his counsel going to stand. And ain't nothing that nobody, no man with flesh and blood can do about it. All right. My counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. Right. So the Lord going to do everything he said he was going to do. All right. And I got two more left. This is Romans chapter 9 verse 14. All right. Romans chapter 9 verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. Right. So how you going to say, oh God, you can't kill the white man. You can't kill the so-called Africans. You can't kill all these other nations and just save us. That ain't right. But see, God said, hey, I'm going to read that one more time. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness? How you going to say is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. Man, no. God counsel still going to stand. All right. Verse 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Right. So the Lord going to do any and everything he want to do. You just got to do your part and believe on that. Because the white man has done a good job. Satan, yes, himself on the earth, has done a good job with deceiving you. And he's still doing it because y'all still don't believe. All right. But now it's high time to wake out of sleep. For your salvation is nearer than you believe. This is John, Romans. This is John. My last precept. This was Romans. My last precept is John chapter 5. And verse 44. I'm going to end it on this one right here. John 5 and 44. I just want to come with a quick hammer and lay that down real quick. Because it's a lot going on right now. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of talk. So I had to come through with a quick hammer. And if you don't think it wasn't a quick hammer, then that's your own fault. You just got knocked out and didn't see it coming. This is John chapter 5 verse 44. How can you believe which receive honor from another, and seek not the honor that cometh from God only? He said that in a question form. Do you think that I will accuse you to the Father? There is one that accuses you, even Moses, in whom you trust. All right. For had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. Verse 47. But if you believe not his writings, how shall you believe my words? Right. So if you don't believe nothing the Lord say, and if you definitely didn't believe what Moses said, then you are, man, you screwed. You are destined for it. But hey, now it's time to wake up. I'm not screaming on this video like I do in my other previous videos. I'm coming to you with a very meek and austere manner. And I just want to inform you, hey, wake up. It's time, and the time is ticking. And with that, I want to say shalom. Shalom.